Admiral James Thornton stood aboard the bridge of the flagship, watching as the Galactic Council's emissary materialized in the air before him. The alien figure, towering and majestic, delivered its message with frightening clarity: Earth must submit and provide tribute or face obliteration. Thornton, a veteran of countless space missions, felt a wave of defiance. His keen blue eyes never wavered as he regarded the emissary. The decision ahead was not just about survival. It was about the future of humanity. In the war room below, Earth's leaders gathered, their faces a mix of terror and determination. The room buzzed with anxious conversations. Prime Minister David Harper, a man famed for his coolness under pressure, called the meeting to order. "We must discuss our answer," Harper began, his voice steady. "Admiral Thornton, what are our choices?" Thornton stepped forward, his presence commanding the room's attention. "We have two alternatives: surrender and become vassals, or battle and defend our sovereignty. I believe we should resist. We have the technology and the strategic advantage to mount a formidable defense." Lieutenant Sarah Connor, Thornton's second-in-command, nodded in agreement. Recognized for her tactical acumen, she had already begun examining different warfare strategies. "We can leverage our advanced stealth capabilities and attack their supply routes. Guerrilla tactics will be our strength." Rahul Patel, the chief engineer, leaned in. "Our new energy shields and propulsion systems give us a considerable edge. We can withstand their initial attack and strike back where they least expect it." Harper peered around the room, weighing the wisdom of his counselors and the risks at hand. Thornton's jaw tightened. "But the alternative is enslavement." The room fell silent as each member contemplated the gravity of the decision. Finally, Harper spoke. "We battle. Mobilize the fleet, and may our commitment be stronger than their arrogance." Preparation for war was underway. As commands were relayed, uncertainty turned to purpose. Thornton returned to the bridge, where the crew was already preparing for the approaching conflict. The stars outside the viewport seemed to sparkle with increased intensity, as if conscious of the fight about to begin. Thornton addressed his crew. "We are facing a powerful enemy, but we are not alone. Each one of you is crucial to this mission. Remember, we fight not just for Earth, but for our right to exist as free humans in this galaxy." The crew answered with a united, determined nod. Thornton's words carried the weight of history and the promise of tomorrow. Then an alert blared. "Admiral, enemy ships incoming." Sensors detected the approach of the Council's vanguard. The tension on the bridge rose, but Thornton's voice remained calm. "Prepare for engagement. All hands to battle stations." The fleet, sleek and bristling with weaponry, took their positions. The immensity of space was about to become a battleground, with the fate of humanity hanging in the balance. "Inbound transmission," announced the communications officer. The emissary's face appeared on the screen, smirking. "Your defiance is noted. Prepare to be annihilated." Thornton cut the transmission with a sweep of his hand. "All units, engage on my mark." The first salvo of missiles streaked through the void, signifying the beginning of humanity's stand against the Galactic Council. Explosions lit up the darkness as the battle began with furious intensity. In the turmoil of the skirmish, Lieutenant Connor's voice cut through the communications. "Admiral, the flagship is taking heavy fire. We need to modify our tactics." Thornton nodded, swiftly recalculating. "Deploy the stealth fighters. Target their command ship. We need to break their synchronization." As the stealth fighters launched, cloaked and virtually invisible, Thornton observed the tactical display with laser focus. The first clash was violent, yet humanity's resilience began to shine through. The enemy was powerful, but they had miscalculated the ingenuity and determination of the human spirit. Then, suddenly, a massive explosion shook the flagship. The deck shuddered beneath Thornton's feet, yet he remained steady. "Damage report. Critical hit to the aft section," came the reply. "We're losing power. Transfer all available power to shields and weapons," Thornton commanded. "We hold the line here." But just as it seemed like the tide was turning in their favor, a colossal alien warship appeared out of hyperspace. dwarfing everything they had seen before. Thornton's voice rang out. Brace for impact. The flagship shuddered as the massive alien vessel loomed over them, its weapons priming. Lieutenant Connor assessed the new enemy. Admiral, their ship is outfitted with advanced shielding and multiple weapon arrays. We need to outmaneuver them. Agreed, Thornton replied. Helm, evasive maneuvers. Weapons, prepare to fire on my mark. As the human fleet engaged, the void filled with beams of light and exploding debris. The alien battleship unleashed a barrage of energy blasts, rattling the smaller human ships. Thornton's mind raced for possible tactics. Dr. Patel, any updates on our energy shields? Shields are holding, but barely, Patel responded. If they escalate their attack, we'll be in trouble. Thornton turned to Connor. Initiate countermeasures. Deploy decoys. We need to mislead their targeting systems. Connor's fingers flew over the controls. Dozens of decoy drones launched from the human ships, forming a field of false targets. The alien weaponry faltered, thrown off. Now! All units focus fire on their shield generators. Synchronized beams of energy and missile fire converged. The alien shields flickered, struggling to absorb the assault. Thornton seized the opportunity. Full attack. Concentrate all firepower. The human fleet's combined force smashed past the alien defenses, striking the enemy hull. Explosions rippled across the massive ship. Admiral, their main weapon systems are down, Connor reported, triumph in her voice. Excellent work, everyone. Thornton allowed himself a brief moment of relief. But then, more enemy ships dropped out of hyperspace. Admiral, detecting additional enemy reinforcements. Thornton's jaw clenched. Prepare for round 2. We're not done yet. The battle was far from over. The war had just begun. As Thornton issued commands, a new urgent message came through from Earth. Admiral, we've intercepted a transmission. The Council is mobilizing their main fleet. They're preparing for a full-scale invasion. Thornton exhaled slowly. The real war had only just begun. Full-scale invasion. Thornton's eyes hardened. The true test of their resolve was yet to come. The toll was heavy, but the fleet remained intact. The enemy's unanticipated retreat supplied a brief respite, but Thornton knew it wouldn't last. Status update? He asked, turning to the chief engineer. Inform Dr. Patel repairs are underway, Thornton added. Patel answered. We've managed to stabilize the shields and are working on restoring full power. We'll be war-ready in a couple of hours. Helpful. We need to be prepared for the next wave, Thornton said, his mind already considering their next move. In the battle room, essential members of the fleet gathered. Lieutenant Sarah Connor displayed a tactical map, emphasizing previous engagements and the fleet's current situation. We've caused substantial damage to the enemy, she reported. But intelligence suggests they're regrouping for a full-scale invasion. Prime Minister David Harper's face appeared on the C-screen. His expression was grave. Admiral, we intercepted a transmission. The Council's main fleet is on the move. Their goal is total annihilation. Thornton nodded. We expected this. Our next action is critical. We need a strategy that maximizes our strengths while exploiting their weaknesses. Connor pointed to a portion of the map. This sector contains a dense asteroid field. We can use it for cover and launch ambushes. It's risky, but it could give us the element of surprise. Agreed, Thornton said. Dr. Patel, can we enhance our stealth systems for this operation? We're working on improving cloaking efficiency, Patel responded. It should be fully operational by the time we reach the asteroid field. Good. Connor, collaborate with the fleet. We move out as soon as repairs are complete, Thornton ordered. As the crew set to work, Thornton took a moment to visit the medical bay. Injured personnel lay in rows, attended by medics. The sight of his wounded comrades steeled his resolve. He approached one of the beds where a young pilot, Ensign Kelly, was recuperating. How are you holding up, Kelly? Thornton asked, his tone kind. "I'll be ready to fly again soon, sir," Kelly answered, attempting a grin despite the pain. "That's the spirit," Thornton said. "We need every pilot we can get. Rest up and come back to us." Leaving the medical bay, Thornton felt a renewed determination. These brave men and women were counting on him to lead them through the approaching storm. He returned to the bridge where final preparations were underway. As the fleet entered the asteroid field, the atmosphere changed dramatically. Enormous rocks drifted silently, creating a labyrinthine battlefield. The ships maneuvered carefully, using the asteroids as cover. "All units, maintain radio silence and engage cloaking devices," Thornton ordered. "We'll employ the element of surprise to our advantage." The minutes ticked by as the fleet stood in wait. Suddenly, enemy ships began to appear on the sensors, cautiously entering the field. Thornton observed the tactical display, waiting for the right moment. "Now!" he commanded. The human fleet burst into action, emerging from hiding and launching a powerful salvo of fire. The enemy, caught off guard, scrambled to respond. Connor coordinated the attack with precision, directing squadrons to critical targets. Human fighters weaved through the asteroid field, striking with lethal accuracy. Dr. Patel's improved cloaking systems proved invaluable, allowing human ships to disappear and reappear unpredictably, sowing chaos among the enemy ranks. The adversaries struggled to track their movements, their formations breaking apart amid the battle. An urgent message came through from one of the reconnaissance ships.